Hello there, and welcome to an experiment with sushi. So, we've been really wanting to make sushi for a really long time. I really researched a lot of it, read a lot of Serious Eats articles, and was really prepared, but realized I didn't have any of the rolling mats or any of the equipment, so we decided to instead make a sushi bowl. This was surprisingly enjoyable and really tasty, and a convenient dinner for two. The first step is the rice, and you can't just use any old long grain rice or basmati, you need to use sushi rice, which is actually just a Japanese short grain variety. When fully cooked, it turns into a beautiful, fluffy, very slightly sticky texture, and you can pick up the individual grains with chopsticks. You know, if you know how to use chopsticks, because I don't. To make your rice, you first need to rinse it very thoroughly. You can either fill it in a big bowl with a bunch of water, let it sit for 5 minutes, empty it, and then redo that 2 more times, or just run it continuously under cold water in a sieve, washing it and kind of moving it around. This is such an important step that many people miss, because otherwise the external starches on the rice grains will cause it all to become this kind of gloopy, sticky mess, and it won't feel or taste right and ruin the whole dish. Cooking it is pretty simple, a 1.1 to 1 ratio of water to rice, which means every 3 cups of rice is 3.3 cups of water. Probably could have said that 1.1 to 1, but here we are. Cook it really simply and don't season it, because all of the seasoning comes in the sushi vinegar, also known as sushi seasoning vinegar. While the rice cooks in a pretty standard way, cook it for like 10 minutes at a low simmer and then turn the heat off and wait a further 10 minutes or so until it's al dente but still, biteable. You want to make the sushi vinegar, you want to combine 3/4 of a cup of rice vinegar. Note I said rice vinegar, not seasoned vinegar. Half a cup of regular white sugar, 3 teaspoons of kosher salt, and a single piece of konbu, which is actually dried sea kelp. This is probably the thing you can skip, but it is a nice umami pack, and is also what makes dashi broth in Japanese cuisine dashi broth. You need that MSG glutamate flavor to really bring this home. Heat in a pan until the sugar and salt are dissolved, and then just hold it to reserve. Once the rice is completely cooked, what you need to do is drain it thoroughly in case there's any excess moisture, and then lay it flat, either in like a baking dish or a casserole dish. And this is going to sound ridiculous, but you want to fan it. You want to have a second person there fanning it. If you have like a sushi rice fan, there's actually these fans that you can get, or just like a dish towel or something. You want one person fanning it, because you don't want any of the steam to settle on the rice and become moisture, because that will make it sticky and unable to be rolled or used. I suppose this isn't 100% necessary in what we're using it for, but if we're going to go authentic sushi rice, we may as well go all the way. While one person is fanning it as it gently cools, you want to add the seasoned rice vinegar, and you want to kind of pour it over and stir it in with a spatula. You don't want to mash it, you don't want to mix it, you're just kind of folding it. Think more egg whites than bread dough, right? You want to be gentle until all the seasoning is mixed in. Start tasting it about halfway through. Some people like it a little less seasoned, some people like it more. It's totally up to you. The amounts I just quoted in this video are enough for about 3 cups of rice. I actually think the footage I'm using in the video is actually much less rice, so that the amounts are different, but make it work. The rest of this dish is actually really super simple. It's basically just a bowl that you put rice in and other things. And I know, we're sad, but we decided to use smoked salmon in place of sushi grade fish because we couldn't find it, and it really did work. The other ingredients are some pickled cabbage, which is just simply some red cabbage pickled in apple cider vinegar, water or red wine vinegar if you have it, with a little bit of sugar and salt, and I think like fennel seeds. A cut up pineapple, which apparently, I didn't know this, it's super difficult to cut. It's really annoying. Cut it in rings and you have to cut the center out. It's frustrating, but it really does add a beautiful acidic twang to this. Half of an avocado in each bowl for color contrast and a nice bit of fat. It's really tasty. We also included some pickled ginger. So we sliced some ginger thin and put it in some vinegar to try and preserve it, and it just did not go right. I would definitely want to revisit this another time, maybe in another video, but don't copy me. This tasted awful. It was just raw ginger with vinegar. Not good. And the dusting of green flakes on the very top is actually crushed up nori, which is Japanese dried seaweed. Adds a beautiful little bit of MSG twang, and also just that kind of crunchiness and crispiness. It's really, really good. And serve it with some soy sauce. If you are a white person like me, you're probably going to put way too much soy sauce on it, but otherwise, do what you like. This is such a simple little dish and is perfect to feed 2 people. It's rice and whatever you want to put with it, but the sushi rice is seriously out of this world. It's so flavorful and delicious. You gotta have it. You have to try it to understand. We're going to be making a lot more videos in the future, once every week, so make sure you subscribe for that. And let us know in the comments if you'd like to see more Japanese cuisine or other non-Western foods, because I'm really interested in making more of that. Thank you so much for watching, guys. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.